Welcome back. This time we're talking about the Snowman. This will be the first of several makeup reviews of films that I've seen and written reviews on but have not actually filmed videos on over the last several weeks. If you saw my review of Justice League, you know that I had to sort of step away. I had a lot of competing responsibilities and I really just needed to get those out of the way so I could come back and be consistent in doing videos. So this review is quite late, and hopefully you didn't bother going to see the Snowman before seeing this review, because I can't recommend it at all. This was an absolute mess of a movie, which is really sad because it had a lot going for it. It's honestly one of those movies where you just have to take a step back and go, what went wrong? It was based on the best-selling novel by Jo Nesbø, which admittedly I haven't read. And it was directed by Tomas Alfredson, who gave us Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy and Let the Right One In. And it boasted a really strong cast, led by Michael Fassbender, Rebecca Ferguson, Charlotte Gainsbourg, J.K. Simmons, and Val Kilmer. Now most, but not all, of the problems with this movie revolve around the script. It is just an absolute mess, and there's just no other way to put it. The story follows Michael Fassbender's character. He is a cop investigating what turns out to be a serial killer who leaves snowmen at his scenes of the crimes. But from there, the story just seems to go all over the place. There's a lot of flashbacks. There's these red herrings. Now, every mystery is going to need a red herring or two. You can't just have your investigator go, oh, here's the killer, and that be it. Your movie would be 5 minutes long. But there are certain red herrings in this movie that the film spends so much time developing that when it's time to move on to other suspects, there are these multiple side plots that ultimately are just dropped. So they don't go anywhere. They're never actually explained. And even a few of the plot threads that are involved with the actual killer don't make sense in the end because they're never explained. I did do a little reading online because honestly, like I said, I really kind of want to know what happened with this movie. And I've seen that there were some reports that the studio essentially stepped in and said, no, you've spent too much money, stop now, we'll make a movie with whatever you filmed. And I have to admit, it does sort of feel like this. It feels like there was more to this movie that never was filmed. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I could believe it seeing the final product. The editing is really sloppy. It's really hard sometimes to tell if it's in a flashback or not, or if we're just like going to another scene. The whole situation with Val Kilmer is really weird. He's the main character per se in the flashbacks. Again, reading reports, apparently he had just had surgery and his voice was not where it was supposed to be. And it's very obvious that they overdubbed his entire performance, and not well. Not only does whoever they got to do it not sound like Val Kilmer, it's just very obvious that it's overdubbing. It was just one more unnecessary knock against a movie that really was on its last legs already. It's like I said, I don't know what happened to this movie. If you did go see it, I'm sorry, unless you actually liked it. I'm curious about the novel. Again, I checked on Wikipedia, which I know is not a bastion of truth, but their plot synopsis of the novel there bears very little resemblance to the story that we got in the film. So it feels like they decided to change the script from the book very early on, and then whatever production problems happened just snowballed into this movie really being bad. So if you've seen the movie, let me know what you thought about it. If you actually liked it, let me know why. I'm curious. If you're looking for a film that might actually be good, check out some of my other videos for reviews. Subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with new videos. And until next time, I'll see you at the movies.